So here's the Lishan L6. Going to do a walk around of it. We look up there, we start from here, and you can see the radar sensor up there, and integrated in the windshield is cameras, of course, for all the automatic sensors, rain sensing, wipers, wiper function and all that. And then we come to the bonnet. The bonnet has this very flat profile, but it has some creases here that go down, creates this sort of small ridge, and then it goes on to the side. But overall it's a very wide plain top. And then you have the Lishan badging here. I like the badging because it's aluminum and it's almost flat. It's not too raised. And we come down here to their signature daytime running lights, which spans from the left all the way to the right. But integrated here is this yellow amber light there, which also helps with safety. And down here is where you have the headlamps. As you can see it in the dual headlamps in there, all LED. And good thing the blue is illuminated. So this is a function now on Chinese cars. It's an industry standard. So when you're using the autonomous driving, it turns on. It's been adopted as an industry standard. So any brand is going to have it. And then we go down here and we have the parking sensors. And overall, the front has this flat profile rising from top to bottom. So let me just step back a little. And of course, it's a range extender, so it has an engine in there. So the engine complements the electric. So the engine is what powers the batteries, and the car runs on battery power. But you can also switch it to run on engine or just electric only. So that's really nice. So you can see there are some vents here that will open for cooling of the engine. But overall, looks really well built. And we just go on to the driver's side. We look here. I like these wheel arches, this nice design that has been put here. And we look at the tires. This one is sporting some Pirelli tires, and it comes with 265 45 rim 21 tires. And we see your suspension going on there. It's not air suspension, but it's really comfortable. And we come down here on this, the rim on this 21-inch is really beautiful. So you have the alloys right here, and then you have some sort of hard plastic inserts here to help with aerodynamics, to help with mileage. And in there you have some carpet material, not plastic, so that will help with sound deadening. And we start with seeing extra cameras here. So you have one camera here, one camera there, one camera there. So right in front here you have 3 cameras already with sensors inbuilt for the autonomous driving. Let me just step back a little bit. Let's go around the vehicle before we come to the interior. So I've stepped back well enough, but I still can't cover because the car is very high. And you have the A pillar, B pillar, and then you go onto the rear. So you have pop-out door handles here, which can be locked by using your fingerprint. So once you start driving, it pops back in. And we have the rear tire here. Let's see if this will open. No, it's locked. But one of these for filling your fuel, and then we move on to the rear. So if we look at it from the edge, this is how it looks like. Let me just start from the top here. So on the top you have a camera here, and in there you have hidden your rear window wiper, and then you have your brake light bar. It comes all the way from here, breaks off here, allows space for the camera, and continues here onto this other side. And all these black panels here, although piano black, feels of very high quality. And we come down here, you see your Lishan badging, and then we go down and you see your daytime running lights again, starting from here, breaking off, and then going all the way to the other side and breaking off and ending there again. And again, you get your blue illumination here to indicate autonomous driving. And you got L6 here. So this is the 5-seater version. And if we go down here, there's another camera here, and then your parking sensors, and then some reflectors there as well. And if you look down here, although it has an engine, you don't see any exhaust mufflers protruding. It has a very nice clearing on the bottom. So that's a really nice design. It has this clean feel to it. And if we go on the right side, it's going to be basically the same as what we saw on the other side. So let's continue with the interior, and I'm going to start from the boot. So to open the boot, you just press this button here once, and then automatic boot lift gate. And before I go in, so here you have a way to set it. You can lock it by pressing it twice, but this is the main button for opening and closing the boot. This is all plastic in the back, but it's okay, it's just the boot, so it doesn't matter. But once it's open, it opens really high, but then it's not too high. The way it's angled, even shorter people can reach it, but if you can't reach it, you can set it to your height. I'm 183 centimeters and my head is not hidden, so that's a good thing. And then we go into the boot itself. So as you can see, although the car is a bit raised off the floor, it still offers a lot of boot space, so it stretches all the way from here. I do not have a ruler, but I'm guessing it's about a meter, 1.3 1.4 meters, something like that, from the seats to the boot gate. So that's some nice storage in there. And then you have some tie down hooks here, and you have some netting here where you can leave some bottles or things like that there. You have a 12-volt socket here, very conveniently placed, and you have your lighting for the boot. And then you have some hooks here as well where you can hang things. And then on the other side you have extra space, also for extra storage. And then you have this button for pushing down the seats, the second row seats, so if you want to load up more things you can. And so let's just try that and see. So when I press this, so that's the right one. Once I press it, the seats go down, and if the front seats are not in the way, it's going to go down all the way down, and you can just push it further to the headrest out. Then you can get it flat, and then you have this whole loading area. You can basically fit a small freezer in here. Let me just move back so you can appreciate what it looks like. And you can push that one down as well, obviously, with this left button, but I'm just going to bring this one back up. So if I pull it, you can see the seats coming back up now. So all working really well. And if we look down here on the false floor, there isn't any extra storage here, but you can see there's a parcel shelf here which you can place. There's a space provided for it, so it doesn't just hang around anywhere in the boot. And you have your triangle right here, and you also have this plug here for connecting other devices when you're camping or charging up your devices and stuff like that. And you also have your hook and a few other tools here, all looking really nice. Although there's not enough space, there's no extra space to put any extra stuff under the false floor. It's enough because the boot itself is very, very big, and the interior has a lot of space as well, which you'll see in a moment. So let me just shut the boot. You press that, and it's going to go down, and it goes down relatively fast as well. Now I'm going to continue with the rear seats. So you open the door, and it opens to about 75 degrees, I should think. And then we come in here, you get nice Napa leather, all soft feeling. And then you have your door handle, a proper door handle. You can just put 2 fingers in there and you pull it. No gimmicks about electronic opening and all that. And then you have your speaker grill here, and you go down here and you have a button for, of course, opening, raising and lowering your window, and it goes up and down relatively fast as well. But if you look here, it's double glazed, so you're going to have some very good sound deadening, and it all looks very, very practical. Nicely designed, straight profiles, and it just works, and I like that. And before we enter, let's look at so with the rear, you can actually push that button and adjust the backrest for the rear passengers, so that's really nice. And you got this nice plastic here, and I like that they've put these ridges here so that when you step there, you don't slip, especially for kids who want to get in by stepping here before they get in. So that's a nice touch. And we go in here, you can see this one comes with this orangey sort of material, and it has very soft pillows, even for the rear passengers. So that's a nice thing to have. And if you look at the seat, it has this bench style seat, and the outer seats have, the window seats have a bit more thigh support, but the middle seat doesn't. I believe it's because they want to create more space because there's a fridge here, which I'll be showing in a moment. But overall, any of these seats is going to be comfortable for anyone to sit in. So if I just step in here, so you have pockets behind the seats. They are not the biggest, but they're enough for whatever you want to put in there, like books or newspapers or things like that. I don't know if anyone really reads newspapers again. So unlike its bigger siblings, the L8, L9 that have like tables on the back, this one doesn't have anything like that. It's basically a conventional SUV with the technology of electric and gas combined. And to show you more of the functions, so let me start from the top. So you have a panoramic roof running from the back all the way to the front, one big glass piece, which is really nice. And then as you can see, you can control it to have this shade go all the way so you don't get burned by the sun. And then we come down here, you have your air vents, very conventional. You just push them to open, easy to operate, nothing electronic. And we have, wow, 67 watt cable charging, one type C here, another type C on the right. And then we have a screen for controlling seat heating, cooling, temperature, wind direction, auto climate, and all those functions. And then down here is where you have the fridge. So to open the fridge, you have the eject button. You just press it and the fridge pops out, and then you can pull it out. As you can see, there are some bottles in there. So that's really nice. That and it's a 5-seater SUV, very spacious 5-seater range extender SUV would have a fridge, a sizable fridge. So when you go, and it's cooled as well, I can feel it feels just like a fridge. And it's not the biggest, but I mean, if you don't want this, then what else do you want? You can want more than that. You can put your drinks or things that you need to cool vegetables and stuff like that in here, and it will stay cool the longest. The car is not driving, but it's still working, which means that even when the car is packed, you can still cool stuff. So that's a nice touch. And then to close it, so you just push it to lock it. So that's nice. And you have controls for the fridge as well. So you have the wind speed, the temperature settings, and all that. So when I sit here in the back, this is the middle seat. I feel very comfortable. I don't feel like I'm being crouched in the seat. There's enough space for me to enjoy my trip. And if I sit in the window seat, yeah, it reclines really nicely, and it's a nice place to rest your hands. So that's all done really nicely. And the seats are raised so you can see 360 all around you quite easily. There are little windows in this car, so you can see out of the car quite easily. Any adult will feel comfortable, so you are not being blocked by the height of the door. You sit in the seat, because you sit high up, you can see all around you, and that's a really nice touch. And up here you have grab handles for the passengers, you have speaker grills here, and you have touch sensitive indoor lighting, which is very quick to respond as well. Some of them sometimes glow slowly, but this one, once you touch it, it glows really, really fast. So that is it from the rear. Let me just sit here. Oh, I forgot to mention, you got ISOFIX anchor points on the two extreme seats, not on the middle seat. And I like how these seat belt insets locks have been placed. They are not out, so you don't have to worry about where you're sitting, if you're going to sit on them or they're going to pinch you or something. It's hidden away, but it's at the same time easy to reach as well. So when you sit in the back, this is what you're going to see, and this is the view you will see from the rear seat. So let's go to the front seat and see what it has to offer. So you have extra controls for the driver, and that's what's extra in the front. But obviously the driver also has a lot more controls for adjusting the seat, and then he got lumbar support as well. All looking conventional, but done nicely. And let me just sit in the driver's seat. So let's start from here, and you can see that the steering height is electronically adjustable through that button there. And let me just move my seat back a little bit. So let me start from the top here. So you have sun visor, big enough for just the right size, and then you have this that you move away, and then you have a vanity mirror. I like that. I don't like those flimsy ones, I always say. And then if you don't need it, you just push it back, and that's it. Very two-step. You don't have to go through too many steps folding Alcantara stuff. Up here you have a hazard button, and then you also have very quick to respond interior lighting as well. And then you have a camera here to monitor functions of the car and also the driver's tiredness level and things like that. And if you don't need it, you can just close it up. And here you have your rear view mirror. And we come down here, you have HUD. I'm not sure if you can see it clearly, but if you look where you can see something blinking, so that's the HUD display there. And the car is parked, it's in the showroom, so they're showing you some sort of a display of the HUD. See a lot more functions. And one thing is, when you're turning, you can actually see the camera capturing, and you see a screen capturing your blind spot. So if you want, you don't even have to look in the driving mirrors, but for safety reasons, still recommend it. So you have HUD, and you have this very soft touch dash on the top. Very simple design, but nice. And then you have a speaker grill here. And we come out down to the steering department. So one thing I like about this car is, besides the HUD and the main screen, you also have a small screen here that has controls for the driver. So he can quickly see the gears in, all the liters to refill and speed and all that kind of thing. And then you also have, as you can see here, you have number of kilometers left to refill. So you have 75 kilometers on gas, and battery you have 61 kilometers. So this car, combined electric and gas, can go over 1,000 kilometers. I'll get the real figures on the screen. And then you have your horn here, and then you have your usual controls here, all made of some very nice metal. And if you listen carefully, makes really nice tactile sounds, feels really good. And this steering is a smallish sort of steering. And over here you have your usual turn signal stock here, and you have the wiper integrated there as well. And then over here you have just like the Mercedes-Benz style that many cars are doing now, a stock for driving. And then we come down to the center here, storage. It's nothing to write home about. It's very shallow, and it's not lined with felt, but basically just putting your license or cards or simple notebooks and stuff there, it's already good enough. And you have a USB Type-C here, which has the lightning button, which means that you can connect stuff and view them on the screen. Really nice. And then you have your cup holders here, 2 cup holders, very round cup holders. They don't dip or anything like that. They're just there for use, and it's at the right position as well. So with your hand placed here, you can easily take your drink out and off you go. And then here you can drop the key, I believe, for recharging or just connecting with the car. And then you have 2 50-watt wireless charging pads here, and right above it you have the air vents, which can be controlled manually, and I like that better than the automatic ones. And in front, as you can see, you have a wide screen from left to right. So you have the regular middle one, and you have it stretching all the way to the end. One thing I like about Lishan is they have English for their user interface, so you can speak to the car, or you can go into the menu and easily switch to the English menu. But for the sake of time, I'm just going to. So as you can see, a lot of the displays are in graphics as well, so you don't have to struggle to find stuff. And you also have Dolby Vision, Dolby Atmos, and you can actually see the quality there's a display of the quality you see when you're using Dolby Vision. So this is regular and that's Dolby, and you have sample here as well. So once you start watching something, the sunshade comes in. Once I started playing, the sunshade closed automatically just to darken the lighting in the car so you can see the screen a bit more clearly. So let me just exit, and you can see that you can push it to the passenger. You can push the movie to the passenger while the driver focuses on the driving. So that's nice. And let me just pause that. So let's take a look at this. You have information on the car on the left, you have your mapping in the middle, and you have AI stuff on there. So you can basically ask this car questions and it will give you answers. So let's look at the menu here. You have home, you have the camera, 360 camera, very crisp, and then you have your navigation, also very responsive and very crisp as well. And then you have the car settings, and the language is somewhere in here. And then you also have all the seat controls, lighting, and all the other functionality. And then here you can pull up your downloaded apps. So you can connect a USB to have your apps populated. You can use all the wireless connections, or you can just download natively and use. And that's a really neat function. So very multifunctional screen. No one's going to be bored in this car. Only the rear passengers don't have a screen, unlike the L8 and L9, which I've already reviewed. But when the car is packed, whoever is in the rear seat can still watch something on this screen as well. So overall, really nicely done car. Alright guys, so that's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed this video and found value in it. If you did, don't forget to support my channel by hitting the thumbs up and subscribing to the channel. And when you do, click on the notification bell so when I upload new videos, you'll be one of the first to be notified. So once again, thank you so much for coming along. Till I see you in the next video, guys. Ride legal, ride safe always. Peace, and I'm out.